Hi trader, this is the weekly recap brought to you by Evo Markets. My name is Chris, and my focus is the euro dollar and dollar yen breakout, but also the pound dollar in a very interesting bouncing potential. First of all, though, be aware that this is shown to a global audience, may not be suitable for everyone, this video. Please take a look at admiralmarketsglobal.com, select your country of residence, and contact an appropriate entity to find out more details. Also, please be aware that trading for exchange and global financial markets is considered high risk, may not be suitable for everyone. Please seek the advice of an independent financial advisor for more information on that. This video is for informational and educational purposes only. By continuing watching this video, you agree with this disclaimer, plus you are aware of the risk involved when trading. This is the first currency pair, pound dollar 1 hour chart, and I find this an interesting starting spot just because there's a corrective pattern, bearish pattern actually, that's taking place. It's a falling wedge here, and that's a reversal sign. So price is moving lower, inching lower, not really very impulsively, and because of that, I think there could be a breakout to the upside. We also see that previously we had good strong momentum to the upside here. Furthermore, they were in 5 waves. If you like to look at wave analysis, you can see 5 waves pretty clearly here, or even here, 3, 4. So basically, good momentum to the upside, a correction to the downside, and price is seemingly respecting this horizontal support and the long-term moving average. So if it manages to break above this rising wedge, that could be a breakout, in my opinion, for a rally and continuation of the momentum to the upside. Now, if it fails to do that, what I would do is probably still keep an eye on the 145 level, psychological level. That could be a bouncing spot too. But obviously, in that case, there could be a bit of a downtrend continuation, or not trend, but at least a down momentum continuation to test lower support. Now, on a 4 hour chart, we can see it like this. We can see that this was a momentum to the upside, this was a correction, and that we had this momentum here. So I'm looking for that continuation of that momentum up to about 147.50. That's the minus 272 target. That's also a resistance top on the left. That's a quarter level, so it's a psychological level as well, 147.50. So that, I think, is the primary target for the moment of the pound dollar upside. Now, if it doesn't and it breaks through these bottoms here, as I said, then there could be a bit of acceleration down to long-term support. And if we probably put a fib as well from, let's put it from here to here, all right, you can see that price could fall down to that 78.6 fib, and there's confluence down in here around 145. So that could be the next bouncing spot for the pound USD. So that's the primary analysis here is downside to 145 bounce or break, and a slow gradual climb perhaps to 147.50. It doesn't have to be very impulsive. This upside break could be slow. It is a bank holiday in the US and London today on the 30th of May. Before I take a look at the other currency pairs, be aware that we have a full schedule this week. We're going to take a look on Thursday at Price Action Strategy Part 1. Then next week, Thursday, the 9th of June, actually at Part 2. So looking forward to that. I'm really excited about price action. It was favorited by you through Twitter, through a poll, so that's great. We got pattern trading on Tuesday, by the way. Wednesday, it's your choice. But if you don't choose or you don't have a clear choice, I'm going to do waves probably. That's my thought now, but it's really up to you. Will be decided on Tuesday webinar when we look at patterns. Nenad has his weekly recap on Monday, and on Wednesday he takes a look at multiple time frames. This is the euro dollar weekly chart, and here I wanted to start on a higher time frame than the pound, just to show you these 4 weekly bearish candles. And we already, of course, were saying that this is a strong reversal bar, a pin bar. It's a strong signal that there could be some good downside to come. And indeed, look at that. We got 4 bars in a row already, and this is becoming a nice downtrend. However, at this point, price has reached a weekly support trend line, and this could be cause for a bullish bounce to at least retrace part of that bearish downside. So a bit of a bounce here is possible, and we could actually see a rally. And I would be careful actually with this resistance spot right here. This particular high at around 113.75, I do believe, and the reason is that if we see a bit of a rally here, there could be a head and shoulders reversal pattern could indicate a potential turn. The confirmation of which would be the break below this green support trend line. Once price breaks through that, all right, then we got the bigger reversal going on. That's a potential that could happen later on, of course. First of all, price would need to bounce. Now, considering that we have 2 days left in May, soon we will have a new monthly candle. So we'll take a look at that next week on Monday. And we have fresh new monthly candles with highs and lows, closes, opens, a lot of information there. We'll take a look at that. It'll be interesting to see. But for the moment, obviously, this monthly candle looking very bearish, as you can see. 2 days left. But if it's something like this, that could be an interesting bearish pattern for more downside probably. Now, if we look at the daily, all right, or the 4 hour, we can see a pretty neat downtrend channel. And most recently, we had actually a correction and then a continuation downwards. There was a good trendline break here, all right, like that. So that was a good trade to the downside. Now, I took part of that piece to the downside actually on my own account, and that was a good trade. Now, if I look at the hourly within this downtrend channel, obviously it's a great downtrend channel, no doubt about that. However, price has reached an important potential support zone at 111. So, will this downtrend be able to push further, or are we going to see that bigger bounce? And to answer that question, I'm going to keep an eye on how price basically builds here anything. Is it impulse? Well, then it's probably bouncing. I will look for a pullback and look for a reversal trade somewhere in here for a continuation upwards. However, if price actually starts to build a flag like this, and then hits the 38.2 fib, and then respects that, well, then it's actually looking like a bear flag. And a break of that bear flag, we would probably see one more fall down to 110.75, 110, the round psychological level. So how price will respond here is going to give me a lot of information about what to expect. Once again, if I see good momentum and I see kind of a bull flag correction, most likely upside. However, if I see a bear flag and a break of that, most likely downside. Dollar yen 1 hour chart had a great basically contracting triangle right here. Beautiful setup actually. Just very nicely built. Great contracting triangle. Contracting triangle broke. We got a good momentum to the upside. So for the moment, when we look at this hourly candle, the dollar yen, or let me go to the 4 hour just to give more context here. You can see that if I'm putting a fib from here to here, all right, we're reaching the targets. We're also reaching a pretty high resistance level. All right, so could there be more push forward higher to really test this 111.75? Yes. But obviously do see also the point that we're getting into a big resistance zone and a lot of targets as well. Now, considering the aggressive momentum here, and what I mean with that is the big candles, let me show you right here. Look at those big candles with the closes near the high. I do think that more upside is likely just because of that momentum is so strong. All right. So from that point of view, there could be big resistance close by, but I think we can still push up to that level 111.75, which is the exact top. Now looking at the hourly, all right, we can see that price is making a wave 1-2. This was a beautiful correction here, or because this is a correction, this could have been a 3-wave correction actually like this, an A, B, C. Well, whenever we got the break, right, and we're now looking for a potential pullback, in my opinion, up to 111.75. So if I zoom into the 50-minute chart, what I would like to see is probably price like this. I'm not sure if this is the top, but let's say it turns here. I'd like to see probably price go back down to the 38.2 fib. There's a bit of a supply-demand zone right here as well, which is a bouncing spot, a support zone. And I would like to see price show a bullish bounce at that level at 110.75, at the 38.2 fib, for continuation up to 111.75. Which could be, by the way, again, a bearish turning spot as well, potentially. Of course, if price manages to break above it, then there could be even a daily breakout. If it breaks above this daily resistance, well, then there could be potential for more upside from a long-term perspective as well. Last but not least, the Aussie. I took a small bearish trade as well as it broke this support trend line on the hourly. But at this moment, really, we're getting a bit of a bounce at the bottom, so I'm cautious. I'm going to see how price responds at the 38.2 fib. 71.80, but ultimately I think it looks pretty choppy with the respect for that bottom. I'm going to stay cautious on this odd USD daily, a 4-hour chart, and I think that the Aussie at this moment is going sideways. I would like to see price break below this bottom, or break below this top for more indication of what's going on. Thanks for joining this webinar. I hope to see you, or video I should say, I hope to see you in the webinars, and wish you all great trading. Cheers.